We've just had one of the craziest changes happen for CS2 investing. Now first up, the fracture case is officially removed. This means it's going from the active drop pool to the rare drop pool, which means theoretically it has become a great investment. Well, not necessarily. We're going to be breaking down all the data, but it actually is a very interesting predicament because of the supply on this thing. Obviously, we saw the snake bite go up and then shoot right back down, and that's because the supply on this thing was absolutely massive, and it was actually significantly less than what we saw for the fracture case here. Therefore, it's going to be interesting to see what exactly happens if the hype is going to be keeping this fracture case up at this inflated price point, or is it going to be coming back down like we expected to. It's really hard to tell because obviously we're not in the same position as we saw for the snake bite or the clutch case, with both shot up in price and lost all of it, but the fracture case is a lot more desirable to some people. Whatever the specifics are on it, you can definitely tell at this point it is removed. If we want to look at the price trends, it is up from around 50 to 55 cents to now around 80-ish cents, and it's going to continually be moving over the next couple of days as it really figures out what price point it wants to sit at. I think it's very unlikely it goes back down to a full 50 cents, but I think it's a possibility it could drop a little bit below this 80-cent price point just because of the sheer supply, but we'll have to wait and see. Skinland is today's sponsor, and if you're looking to sell your CS2 skins, they are the #1 spot. Now with Valve's latest update, you have to wait 7 days to go ahead and get your money, but with Skinland, you're going to be able to get the best rate possible with a $10 free bonus on your first trade. Now don't forget to use code MasterShiny for that bonus, and the best part about this is they are one of the first to bring this back, and they are the most safe option to sell your CS2 skins for cash. They've also got a massive marketplace if you're looking to pick up some CS2 skins as well, significantly cheaper than the Steam market. I sell on Skinland for the best rate, so don't wait. Now getting to the point that everyone wants to talk about, we got the sealed Genesis terminal, which is extremely expensive. Obviously, it's going to keep going down in price because it is now an active dropping case, even though it doesn't necessarily seem like it. Inside of it, you're going to be able to open it up and get 5 attempts. You can see it going in the background right here. It's a very interesting position. If you open up one yourself, it's very fun, I will not lie, but it is extremely expensive because whatever you get inside of it, you have to actually purchase it, and you're paying that money directly to Valve. It's a very different situation than what we've seen previously where you just buy a key. Now you're buying the Genesis terminal from probably someone else unless you got dropped it, and then you're paying Valve directly for the skin inside of it. Very interesting to see what Valve is doing with this model. Most likely something to do with gambling laws in some of these EU countries. They had to find a solution around it, and it seems like this could be something they're going to be doing moving forward, which is really, really good for one specific area. We'll talk about that in a quick second, but obviously there is a lot of money to be had when a situation like this occurs, not only with a fracture case, like obviously that is theoretically long-term going to go up in price, but more so with another area that I'm looking at right now that I'm extremely bullish on. Now around this update, we actually had a couple new things come into the game. First one's going to be inspecting your stickers and zooming in while applying them, which is very cool. Honestly, something that I think is long overdue, and I'm glad Valve finally added it. Probably going to help influence these sticker applications very slightly. Otherwise, it's definitely going to be the fact that you can now inspect your skins while you're a spectator in a game. It's kind of an interesting position. Obviously, just want more people to use skins, want more people to buy skins. So that's Valve's solution, is to just make more money at the end of the day, like it always is. Now, one thing I found very interesting with this past update on the Genesis terminal is that we did not see the armory items get removed. Obviously, I think people got a little bit excited seeing that some items were going to get removed in a decent time frame, and Valve once again showing that that time frame is once again on them. So it's going to be very interesting to see when these actually do get removed, because there's a lot of potential here. Right now, you still have that guaranteed opportunity to go ahead and spend your armory stars and get that money for free. It's crazy. Obviously, it just takes the time you put in to get those stars. However, in the meantime, the ROIs on the armory have just continued to climb. We're looking at 330% for the character craft sticker collection. I would say there is a great opportunity with these specifically once they do finally get removed, whenever that is going to be. These stickers are extremely in demand right now if you want to look at the application and demand rates, and the best part about it is obviously they don't seem that they're ever going to be coming back. If you want to look at sticker collections that don't come back, that come from operations and armories and things like that, it is extremely profitable long term because there is just not enough to go of them around. But we don't know exactly what's going to happen inside this area, other than the fact that there's probably going to be a lot of money to be had. Alright, now let's break down this huge opportunity. Now in the current price point, you can buy a fracture case for a very similar price point to a snake bite, which is really interesting considering if we want to look at the supplies on these things, the fracture case is the most supplied case in CS2 history right now for an estimated supply as from what we have from our data. Even if this data is slightly wrong, we know the fracture case has got so much supply out there, it's going to be taking a while for that to get down specifically. I do think long term, obviously the fracture case is going to be a great investment. It's a rare case now, and you know how I feel about rare cases, but is it worth the opportunity cost in the current market? I don't necessarily think so if we want to compare it to some of its competitors. Now, it's important to note when I say competitors here, I'm talking about other cheaper rare cases, and that's going to be your snakebite and your clutch, both of which are significantly more developed, but not significantly more expensive. Snakebite specifically is only 10% difference as of when I'm recording this, and therefore we come into a situation situation where the fracture case is in one of the most interesting positions, because right now obviously it's got a heavy unboxing rate, but is it going to sustain that rate? Like, no case has ever been able to do that when it gets moved into the rare drop pool, and I think a lot of people really overestimate how many people unbox this case. We don't know exactly, we're definitely hypothesizing what's going to be happening, and at the end of the day, the fracture case, the clutch case, and the snakebite case are all long-term going to be going up. We're just trying to figure out which one is probably going to be the most beneficial to make an investment into right now, and that's obviously for you to decide with the data presented. Now, if there's one area that just got significantly better, even if it was already the best, it's going to be the rare case market. That's because of the sealed Genesis terminal. If you want to look at it, you can see there's one very intentional thing inside of it, and that's going to be the fact that it does not have a rare special item. There is no knife inside of the sealed Genesis terminal, and that's very intentional by Valve. That was not just a misstep here, which makes it that the only way you can get a knife is by unboxing a case, and now your cases just got significantly more valuable because you're able to have that potential at the end of the day, in my personal opinion at least, and I think we're going to see the data trends follow this. At the end of the day, it really comes down to what Valve is going to be doing next. If they add another case that's the exact same as the sealed Genesis terminal, being that it does not have a knife, rare cases are 1000% the best investment you can make right now, and if they don't, I still think rare cases are one of the best investments you can make right now, just because at the end of the day, these are, once again, rare items, but they've got the knives inside of them. They've got a desirable thing that you cannot get inside of one of the active duty cases. 4 of the other ones you still can, but inside of the next update is it going to be another terminal coming in, and now we only have 3 cases where you can get a rare special item. We don't exactly know, but it is actually a possibility. But rare cases overall are very solid. If you want to look at the price points on them right now, they are actually extremely cheap. I picked up a lot of them over the past couple of hours just because I think because of this update, they are in a better position, and I think we're going to be seeing the overall market come around to that relatively soon. And right now, I still think that the price points on these are absolutely insane and very optimal for someone that wants to buy in. Now, if the Austin sale ended today, it would probably be one of the best investments you can make inside the game right now. That's because if we want to look at our sticker capsules, they are all over 100% unboxing ROIs, which means the stickers inside of them are the most valuable we have ever seen for a major in the history of CS2 and now CSGO during a sale. It's crazy, and it's definitely not something to be overlooked. Now, it is obviously still a little bit early into the sale, so we got to see where exactly everything ends up, but there is a lot going on here, and I'm really excited to see how everything plays out because this is very cool, and there's a lot of opportunities, especially if Austin really stays at this level. I would make a heavy investment at the end of the day. Now, I think it goes without saying, but right now, do not buy anything from the Genesis collection in terms of trying to make an investment into it, because this is now an active dropping collection or an active duty case per se. It's not going to have anything that's going to appreciate in value unless it was super underpriced to begin with, which it was not. Therefore, we're left in a situation where honestly, I would say if you get one of these, your best case scenario is going to be going and selling it on the Steam market right away. It's like $10-15 right now, and that's only going to be going down as time moves on and as more of these get dropped and people can get a lot more easy access to them. But that's all I got. One thing was running. Have a great rest of your day.